Let's start with his name. Legally, it's 66 Garage. 66 is his first name, Garage his last. The story of how he ended up here, living in this bed for the past 15 years, a breathing tube in his throat, a feeding tube in his stomach, and how he got his name begins about 100 miles east of San Diego.
My understanding is that he was living in Mexico, crossed the border illegally with other people from Mexico.
According to medical records, 66 Garage was traveling in a van near El Centro when it crashed back in June 1999. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt and he was thrown from the vehicle. Eventually, he was transferred here to the UCSD Trauma Center in San Diego. Garage was severely brain damaged and spent a year in the hospital. This old video was made in the hope of learning his identity and finding his family. UCSD gave him the name 66 Garage.
Rumor has it that when the van was in bad disrepair, it was taken to the city impounding where they fix vans that were in accidents, and the name of the garage that it was in was 66 Garage.
No one knows for sure whether that story is true, but it's the lore that has become part of Garage's personal history, as staff at the nursing home try to fill in the blanks about a young man with no past.
Many times we all wonder, where did you come from? Did you graduate from high school? So, what was your life like?
Garage doesn't speak or respond to commands, but he can sometimes follow movements with his eyes.
We don't know what he's thinking, how he reacts.
Medi-Cal, the state program for the sick and disabled, pays for Garage's care, about $700 a day. A team of doctors and administrators make all his healthcare decisions.
Our job is to keep him alive and keep him at his highest state of being. If certain things were to happen, his heart stopped, he stopped breathing, we would not be continuing or doing life-sustaining measures. But otherwise, he could be with us for 15 more years.
He's a young man.
He's a young man.
Since he's been at Villa Coronado, 7 people have come forward believing Garage was a relative. Among the most recent was Yolanda Ibarra, who lives in Texas. She believed he could have been her brother, also last heard from trying to cross the border some 16 years ago. Ibarra even traveled to San Diego to see Garage.
He did have a lot of similarities with my brother. Almost everyone was almost sure it was him because they coincided in a lot of things. The age, the time that they'd been missing.
A DNA test showed the two were not a match.
I'll never forget his face. When he saw me, he took my hand and he squeezed it very hard, and I know he was trying to tell me something. Maybe he tried to tell me that he's not my brother, but for me to help him find his family.
An iNewsSource investigation last year revealed there are more than 4,000 people living on special life support units across California. 66 Garage is one of 8 whose identities are unknown. Staff at the nursing home have tried to change Garage's name.
And certainly calling someone by that name is certainly not dignified.
But it could jeopardize his Medi-Cal benefits. By releasing more information and this video, the nursing home believes it might get a new lead on his identity and reunite him with his family. They hope one day they'll be able to call 66 Garage by his given name, a man who has lived on this nursing home unit longer than almost all the other residents. For KPBS, I'm iNewsSource reporter Joanne Ferrian.